WHIP, Philly's #1 college radio station. Ever since Matt Rule took over the job at Temple University, he's brought in some impressive recruiting classes, and he's also hit on a few transfers. The newest one coming a few days ago was Colin Thompson, a PA kid, who joins us right now. Colin, it's Zach Gelb here. Welcome to Temple University. How you doing?
Doing great. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing great, and I saw you on Twitter. You can follow Colin at Colin Thompson TU, and you tweet about a lot of diverse topics. I saw you threw in a Flyers tweet a few days ago, and I'm a New York guy, and I saw you tweeting about Katz Deli. What'd you get when you went to Katz Deli up in New York?
I forget. Actually, I got the Reuben sandwich, which was phenomenal. So, absolutely loved Katz. I was going away. My girlfriend and I got a little vacation there. As the summer's winding down, they looked up some spots on whatever Food Network, and Katz was one of them, so I had to go to Katz and try it. It was great.
Yeah, I'm a New York kid, so whenever people come into town, I tell them to go to Katz's or the Steakhouse Peter Luger's. But, when you go to Philadelphia, the always big question is where do you get your cheesesteak? And we asked our guests this numerous times throughout the year. So where does Colin Thompson get his cheesesteak?
That's a tough question. I love cheesesteaks from all over. There's a great place in Cape May to get a cheesesteak that Steve U ran down in Cape May, New Jersey. But if you're going to go Philly cheesesteak, I'll go Steve Prince's Steaks. I love Steve's. I think it's, I don't know, I think they do a great job there. It's close to my house, and I think it's by far the best steak in Philly.
Yeah, that's always a big question, is where you get your cheesesteak, and we talk about that all the time at Temple University. I'm a Mama's guy in Bala Cynwyd, also like D'Alessandro's, but Steve's is definitely up there. It's a great cheesesteak. As we're spending a few minutes with Colin Thompson, the newest tight end for Temple University, coming over from Florida. So when you made that decision to come to Temple, what stood out to you in Temple University, and why do you want to be a Temple Owl?
It just seemed like the best fit. It really did, and I got the home feeling again. Coach Rule does a great job at Temple, and I don't think last year really was a reflection on him and his staff. So I love the coaching staff, and they seem like they have a great group of guys in the locker room and a team that that is up and coming, to say the least. So I'm excited to join the team, excited to get to camp, excited to come home.
When you decided to transfer, did Temple approach you aggressively right out of the gate, or was this something that took a little bit of time before you start thinking about Temple University and come playing football there?
Once I was leaving Florida, it was kind of like a little unfinished at Florida. I didn't know if I was going to come back or not, and once I declared that I was leaving, I told my head coach that to start contacting some schools, and when schools would come by, you let them know. And Temple was the first school to really respond to one of my, Coach Devlin, Archbishop Woods, when he responded to all the coaches that I was transferring, they were the first school kind of to really, really get on me. And they were persistent throughout the whole thing, without a doubt, the most persistent school. And they wanted to get me up for a visit. So when I came home in May, took it on official at Temple, and I liked it. Since I've been there, I camped there in 9th grade, going to 10th grade with Coach Golden. And, they made a ton of improvements. The new locker room is unbelievable. I saw pictures. It really was a no-brainer at Temple.
And Matt Rule was on that Al Golden staff, and he tries to bring back some of those old Al Golden traditions. And you could tell that he's really committed here for the long haul, especially with the visions and the way he talks about the university. How nice is it when you have a coach like that, especially in this day and age of college football, where we see the coaching carousel, coaches go out every year or so? How nice is it to know that you have a guy committed here for the long haul at Temple University, and Matt Rule?
It's phenomenal. I don't want to throw Penn State in there, but him and Golden obviously were local boys, and they're bringing kind of what Coach Paterno had early in his career there. That homey feeling, that academic feeling, improvements consistently throughout the facility, and it's a great thing. I think Coach Rule's a great coach. I'm excited to get to work with them. I really am.
I was reading John Mitchell's column the other day as we're talking to Colin Thompson, and he was talking about how Temple does feel optimistic that you could get that medical waiver. How confident are you that you'll be able to play football this year coming up in the fall for Temple?
I'm pretty confident. And so Temple coaches, which is nice. If they're confident about it, then I definitely should be confident about it. It's exciting, and hopefully, we get this passed as soon as possible, and I can ease my way into practice here and ease my way into playing time, and eventually, hopefully earn some playing time.
And we know you're a competitor, and we could tell by your days in high school at Archbishop and going back to Florida the last 2 years. But how tough has this been mentally just for you since you have been able to stay healthy over the past 2 years?
It's been frustrating. I think, frustrating kind of summed it up. Especially, I don't want to say expectations, but you have expectations from other people, but I would say you get expectations from yourself. And, I really just couldn't produce. It's frustrating. Trying to earn respect from your peers, from, players throughout the conference, and you really couldn't heal. It's frustrating, and, Temple's giving me the opportunity to play again and release some of that frustration. So hopefully, I can make it work here at Temple, and we can win some football games.
How healthy are you right now? How do you feel from a health standpoint as you get ready for this season if you get medically cleared?
This is the closest I've ever been to 100%. I think that's the best way to put it. I think in football no one's ever 100%, but, it's the best I've ever felt. I probably felt since high school, so that's a good sign. And hopefully we get that medical and I can get out there as soon as possible.
So you take a look back from those 2 years at Florida. What you learn most about a kid transitioning from high school to the college game? Because now you do have a little bit of that college experience. You get a taste of it. That must be nice coming into a brand new place at Temple University.
I learned so much. I wish I knew, but I wish I knew that when I was coming in, half the stuff I know now. But I came from a pretty good, high school program. I thought I knew everything, but little do you know that you never can be prepared enough in college, and the preparation put into game time, that all-season training. I learned so much down in Florida. I met a ton of really great people that are great connections that I'll always have. So, coming to Temple, you kind of learn, keep your head down and you just do what the coaches tell you to do. And it's more of a, mature approach. I don't want to say I'm a veteran, but I've been through some of the, battles. I've played in some games. I've played in the SEC. I've dealt with the, SEC media and SEC craziness. So, I definitely feel a little more prepared and feel like I have a little bit more direction now heading into college, a new college.
We're spending a few minutes with Colin Thompson as he joins us right now, Philly's #1 college radio station, WHIP. And Colin, what are some goals for you coming in here at Temple University, getting a fresh new start? What are some goals when you get ready to get up here in a few weeks?
To get healthy. I mean, and I feel healthy now, but, I would say get in better shape. I came in I'm in pretty good shape now. Probably one of the best shape I've ever been in my life, so I'm excited about that. But, to get healthy is one thing. You want to be 100%, get out there, compete, and, compete with the guys. Our goal is to, earn the respect of your peers. That's huge. Especially in any working place, let alone, on a football team. Those guys went through the all-season training together. They've done, the tutoring and all that stuff together. And, this summer I've been taking online courses in Florida. So, I really haven't been able to be a part of a team. And so I'm looking forward to that. And, trying to earn the respect of my, coaches and players. And, excited to play football again. Really am.
And it's a really bright future here for Temple on North Broad Street as they try to get going and improve from those 2 wins from a year ago. And you look back at the team last year, they came down to the wire in a number of games where they just had some breakdowns. UCF with that one-handed catch, that's a game that stands out in mind. Knee brick to Ajala when they went up against Fordham and lost, and also the Leonte Carew catch up against Rutgers. So they were in a lot of games deep into the ball game. And you look at the offensive side of the ball, there's a lot of upside with P.J. Walker, who's on a lot of these watch lists going into this year, but PJ did lose 2 of his biggest targets from a year ago, one being Robbie Anderson and the other being Chris Coyer, who was a quarterback a few years ago and was playing tight end last year. Are you confident you could be that #1 target for PJ Walker if you get cleared this year? Because you do have a nice sized body for a tight end.
I'd love to be that. I've obviously thought about that, but, it's not far away, but, I like to get out there first and, make some plays in the practice field before I get started, making predictions and things like that. So, I just got to go out and, first off, I got to, compete with these tight ends that are here now. They're a good group of guys. Seem like a nice group. I hope to be that guy. I hope to be a target that can help the team, whether it's a fullback, tight end, slot receiver, whether it's goal line, whether it's, the stretch the field, whatever they need me to do, I'm going to try my best to do it for Coach Rule and, Coach Foley, tight ends coach.
Do you know anything about P.J. Walker? Did you get a chance to see him play this year? What do you know about number 11, the quarterback, P.J. Walker from Elizabeth?
Well, I'm a little excited. I got to follow from Twitter. I follow him first. Let me say that because it's a big, there's a big difference there. And I got to follow back right away. So I'm excited about that. That's a good start. Haven't met him yet, but I always tuned into Temple games when I was down in Florida. Especially I was hurt, so when they be preparing for home games, I was in the players' lounge, just try to stay out of the way, let the players focus on the games. But got to watch a little Temple, and I got to, he's exciting to watch. He's a solid athlete, a very good athlete. He's got a good arm. I'm excited to play with him. I'm excited to get out and practice with him. I'm excited to get to know all the guys.
Final one before we let Colin Thompson run, new Temple tight end, trying to get that medical waiver done and try to get him on the field this year. Steve Adazio coached the team a few years ago, and it was very run-based on the offensive side of the ball. They would pretty much run it on all three downs when they had Montel Harris and Matt Brown. When Matt Rule came in, he did talk about bringing a pro-spread style offense here from what he learned under Tom Coughlin and the New York Football Giants. And he always tells me, when you get to a seat at Lincoln Financial Field, we want you in your seat for the first play because you don't know if it's going to be a running play or a passing game. What did you and Coach talk about a possible role in the offense for you? Because as a tight end, you do have to block sometimes for the running backs and then go make some plays deep downfield.
I don't think it's really anything specific. Just, really, I'm just going to do whatever they ask me to do. And a role that we discuss really is, just trying to make a positive impact on almost no matter what it is. Whether it's the point of attack, at the Y, whether you're in the slot at the F. I love the offense of what I saw film-wise. Really cool. They run a couple of read option stuff with the tight end, reading the outside linebacker. If he fights the A-gap, they throw it over the top of the line, throw it over the top to the tight end. If the linebacker stays with the tight end, they hand it off to the running back, and he hits the A-gap. So it's just fun offense. Not similar to the Eagles, but they have some similarities. Not like a spread, like obviously Chip ran at Oregon, and Coach Kelly brought to the Eagles, but they definitely spread it out a little bit. But you need to run the ball to be successful in college football. I'm sure we will do a little bit of both.
Well, Colin, we appreciate a few minutes today. We wish you best of luck as you try to get this medical waiver approved, and I'm sure we'll see you down on campus real soon. We appreciate a few minutes of your time, my friend.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Have a good day.